question, or maybe two questions for Hania Mroue. If we talk about fiction, we can say that maybe there were, before the revolution, some films which share with the revolution later a kind of common spirit. For example, 6, 7, 8, or Cairo Exit, or Microphone. So what about documentaries? So can you identify in the past, in the recent past, some documentaries which in a way would, can represent a kind of, are very pretty linked to the reality of the documentaries later?
Yes, if I may, I would like just to go back a little bit to your first question and to Hala, and to Hala's first reaction, first answer. She said that she is too emotional to talk about this, and I would like to add that I think we are all too emotional to talk about this, and I think that I'm saying personally this, I'm talking about myself. I feel that I lack the distance that I need to be in a place to analyze now the situation and to pretend that I am here to analyze documentaries about the revolution, and that is not only because we live in the Arab world, but also because this revolution thing is really something very huge. It's a drastic change that is happening in our daily lives. It is something that we need time to understand. Viola spoke about 10 years. I think maybe we need more time to be able to document the revolution, to talk about it, to take the necessary distance. Also because this revolution is still happening now as we are speaking. It's happening now in Syria and in Egypt. And it's not only one revolution. I think that the case of Tunisia, the case of Egypt, the case of Syria are very different. So we're talking about several revolutions in the Arab world, and completely different because of the political and social situation in each country. So for all those reasons, I think that we can talk about, and you also talk about, you spoke about the technology revolution, which is great. It's excellent, but for me, there shouldn't be a confusion. All those images uploaded on YouTube that we are watching are extremely important documentations, and but I'm not sure I can call them films. I'm not sure. Again, everything I say, I don't have any answers. I'm not sure about what I'm saying. It's just I'm analyzing as I'm speaking. I feel that there's a different need to create those images than the need of a filmmaker to make a feature-length documentary or fiction. And I think that there are people working in two different paces. One has the need to document what is happening now in this moment. It's a need for survival, it's a need to witness, it's a need to speak, to say we are alive, and to communicate with a certain audience. And then there's another category of filmmakers who are working in the, let's say, more conventional way of filmmaking, where they have projects, they're doing research, they know that their film is going to take a year, and during this year, while they are working on this project, the reality is constantly changing, and this change is really beyond their imagination or beyond their capacity to understand it immediately. So, and I'm saying this because I'm a programmer, as you said, Vincenzo, and I program for the Doha Film Institute, for the Doha Tribeca Film Festival. And we had this big question, do we program those videos as films, or is it unfair to judge their artistic qualities next to films that are made in different circumstances? And it's a very difficult balance for a programmer, for a curator. But then the feeling that I got is that, okay, the revolution did not happen suddenly. It did not happen by coincidence. It happened because of a certain political and social circumstances. And in this sense, every film coming from this region that is made in the past few years is somehow a film about the revolution. It's a film why this it says a little bit why this revolution happened. So it doesn't have to be a film that is using those footages from YouTube or those mobile images, which are extremely important. Again, and without them, I think we wouldn't be here at the Berlinale. But I think that films, as you said, like Cairo Exit, like 6, 7, 8, like even some documentaries that I saw recently in festivals, even if artistically they are not mature enough, but this is very normal, and I think that every film we see today, we see it differently. We as programmers and we as audiences, we see them through what is happening today in the Arab world.
So maybe later I would like to come back to your Lebanese experience, because you're dealing with wars and civil wars for decades. Yeah, exactly. So maybe there are now the results, the real documentaries about this topic, the Lebanese topic. So Lebanese filmmakers have been dealing for ages with revolution, civil wars, and everything. Many films have been already shot. So, but when did you start to see the most interesting films? Are the filmmakers now more mature? So, or do you think the time is the right time now in order to find interesting films?
Yes, after the civil war ended in Lebanon, we had a certain period of apparently or relatively calm, and then the country became unstable again, and we had different big events, from the assassination of Mr. Hariri to the Cedar Revolution to the July Israeli war on Lebanon to mini civil wars here and there. So we had a lot of things happening since 2006 until today, and it's unfortunately ongoing. So the first reaction of the filmmakers was, like, as Nora said, just keep the camera rolling. Everyone grabbed his camera, his phone, his whatever tools they had, and just kept shooting. Everyone tried to capture in his own way and from his own, definitely, point of view, tried to capture the event, whether it is an explosion or a demonstration or any kind of bombing, emotions, etc. Each one tried to film his own experience. Then went back home and started thinking, what am I going to do with those images? And what we notice is, if we look today at the feature, fiction and documentary films that are being produced in Lebanon in the past 10 years, very, very, very few deal with these subjects and these events. We are still today tackling the issue of either the civil war or the post-civil war period in Lebanon, and very few. So this also brings us back to the first idea, which is the distance needed. So I don't think yet filmmakers today, there were some films produced after the 2006 war, and they were screened or released or distributed right after, and then nothing, which is very strange. So, but it's not strange at the same time. It's very logical, because I think people still need time. And what the second reason is not only because you need time, but also because you have to think about the financial aspects of making a movie. If you're preparing a feature documentary or fiction, you have to raise money. And then the first question also is, how am I going to show my film? How am I going to distribute it? The first question is festivals. Is it going to be selected? Which festivals? And here, there's a kind of trap, because since there is no distribution for Arab films in the Arab world, the market is totally closed, as we know, for the circulation of Arab films. The first thing the first thing that comes to our mind is Europe and its festivals. And here we ask ourselves, whether openly or secretly, what the festivals want. Or if we're targeting televisions, what are televisions buying today? Or if it's for theatrical distribution, what does the audience want to see today? So, because there are also some, unfortunately I'd say, some trends also in festival programming, like when there is such a big event as the Arab Revolution taking place nowadays, I think it's somehow impossible for big festivals not to take this into consideration and to have a special program or special focus, which is amazing, which is really a great platform to be able to be here, to discuss, to talk, to address the world with our ideas, etc. But at the same time, for filmmakers, for instance, coming from Beirut, who did films that have absolutely, or at least apparently have absolutely nothing to do with immediately and directly with the Arab Revolution, they feel a little bit marginalized. Also, either we make a film about the revolution, or we're not in Berlin or in Cannes or in Venice. And the opposite also is true, which means if my film is selected in one of those big festivals, I'm very happy, but it also is frustrating because it means that my film is selected not for its quality, but because now there's a general trend that let's take care of those Arab filmmakers now, and let's support them, and let's take what is available because we want to show good intentions. And this is not always true, I know, for the programmers, but that's also sometimes the feeling of certain filmmakers, that my film is there for political reasons and not for artistic reasons. I don't know if I answered the question.
There is an interesting film, the Panorama section, about this topic. The Vierge, le Copte, and one, because the director is shooting a film about the story of his family in Egypt, but the producer is a fake documentary. The producer is always asking about, he would like to have a film about the real revolution.